you on a map journey, and for me this map journey began when I was 12 years old on a summer camp canoe trip in northern Minnesota with a counselor who couldn't read a map and got us horribly lost. So we spent a miserable evening in the rain, under our canoes, and I knew I could read the map better than our counselor, and I resolved that I would never get lost again. So thus began my love affair with maps. I was the navigator on all of my subsequent canoe trips, including a 42-day trip in the Arctic in 1980, and a 55-day canoe trip across the Great Lakes in 1988. Wow. So about 10 years ago, I discovered the world of antique maps, and that's a map dealer in the middle and Eleanor on the right, who loves history and has graciously accompanied me on this map journey. And when you dive into maps, they are like these supercharged nuggets of information. They're this incredible gateway to history and art and science. Now, I collected paper maps at first, but then I ran out of wall space. And so I started digitizing in my garage and building a website that now houses 35,000 images of maps and art. I also have helped friends who are map collectors and art collectors to digitize and curate their art. Maps are like this, John Sutter helped me with this, bullion for the brain. I mean, it really is just, I just love them. I go crazy over them. And so I want to take you on a little bit of what it's like to go on a journey into maps. And when you start digging into this, questions and answers sort of immediately abound. This is a map from 1507 of the old world on the right and the new world on the left, 1507. And when you dig a little further, you might find the word America there and wonder, well, what about Columbus? This is but 15 years after he had discovered the New World. He insisted that he had found the East Indies, whereas the guy who's number two, the Avis of exploration, Amerigo Vespucci, said he found the new land, and so he got his name on the continents. You might also encounter a map like this and wonder about it. It's from the 13th century, and it's called a Mappa Mundi. And it's a map of both faith and place. So there's Jesus, and underneath them, the two heads right there are Adam and Eve. They're on the map, and you wonder, well, what about the geographic things? And so with a little digging, you find the secret decoder map that shows you that Asia, Europe, and Africa were also on the map. So there's often a personal connection to maps. I was really surprised, and Lisa and I have talked about this, that in San Francisco, until the 40s or 50s, there were 4 cemeteries in the Laurel Heights area. You'll also find that antique maps are filled with speculations, and that's what makes it so much fun. This is a map from a reputable map maker of the North Pole in 1595, showing a magnetic rock and water at the North Pole. Who would have thought? Mistakes are also common on old maps, and they get perpetuated for decades, and in this case, for a century. So from 1620 to 1720, California was shown as an island on all maps from Europe. We are an island. Yeah. So, lest we think that power and persuasion and manipulating things is something new today, it's not. Maps are instruments of power and persuasion. This is a map from 1718 by the French showing the Mississippi River accentuated because that's where their land holdings were. And this is the British response in 1720 accentuating the eastern seaboard. And map nerds got all excited because this thing was called the War of the Maps. Now, after a while, you might get interested in design. So this is the London Underground Tube in 1908. Geographically accurate, but cluttered and messy. And this here is the brilliant design by an electrical engineer taking away the geographical accuracy and just showing what matters to the tube liner. Maps of fiction can be a lot of fun, like this map of Treasure Island. And so can artwork that has a cartographic theme. Now, when you're a map nerd, you get questions like, "What's your favorite map?" or "What's the oldest map that ever was first made?" And my answer is this map, which was produced in 1482, but it's based upon a book written in 170 A.D. by Ptolemy. 170, 1300 years before, and that. Ptolemy and his book called Geography were so important, and going back to this 1507 map, that it was placed as an inset in that 1507 map. That's Ptolemy on the left, and that's the 1482 map on the right. And I want to pause a little bit more on this. So in the year 170 AD, Ptolemy writes a book of the known places in the world, 8,000 points in Asia, Europe, and Africa. They were all known. Now, if a map was ever made of it, it's never been recovered, but that knowledge existed. And what's really interesting is that the Roman Empire fell in about 450, and a copy of that book, Geography, makes its way to Baghdad, where it's translated into Arabic. So this is Baghdad on the map. In 800, it's translated into Arabic, and then in about 1400, it makes its way back to Europe and becomes the basis of this map. Reminding me what a debt of gratitude we owe to Islamic culture for carrying on classical knowledge. It also reminds me of how we are all connected across generations and cultures. And connections are one of the great things about this. These are my people in the California Map Society. I don't dress up yet, but maybe that's coming. Connections are also a wonderful result of having taught a maps class at Williams College for the last 4 years. You're all welcome to Zoom in this upcoming January. And in a full circle moment, the student on the left, Jake Padilla, figured out that his aunt, where is she? Where is Betta? Is our classmate, his aunt is our classmate, Betta.